Hello, America. This is Mark Hale with Wilson Print Marketing's Marketing Tip of the Day. Today, I want to talk to you about the 4 things that small business can do during recessionary time. There are 4 things that you can do during a recessionary time, marketing-wise, for a small business. 1, you can do nothing. 2, you can pull back. 3, you can just keep doing what you're normally doing. Or 4, you can double down and increase your marketing. So number 1, if you're doing nothing, it's really pretty impossible if you're a small business to do nothing marketing wise. I mean, you pretty much have to close the doors. That's doing nothing, right? Pulling back, number 2, is possible. You pull back your advertising, you cut it. And when you do that, you're cutting your reach and your exposure to get business at a time when you need more business and you need more people in the door, and it's tougher to get people and it's tougher to close them. You're pulling back and cutting your marketing budget. Generally not a good idea. 3, you can do exactly what you've been doing. Keep doing the exact same thing. And with that, you're not increasing, you're not decreasing. You're just keeping going with the same thing. And then 4, you can double down or triple down on your marketing, because when you do that, you're increasing your reach. Now, I want to ask you a question. Out of those 4 I just gave you, which one do you think is the most dangerous for a small business to do during a recession? That would be number 2, followed closely by number 3. So number 2, if you're cutting back, you're cutting back the number of reaches that you have, or the people that you reach, the potential customers, at a time when you need to be reaching more people more often in more ways. And then if you're doing number 3, the same thing, that's also dangerous because it doesn't take into account the same thing you were doing. Kind of creates a flat business curve like this. And in business, you're either getting better by a little bit or you're getting worse by a little bit. I had a friend of mine that had a very successful business that told me you only coast when you're going downhill. If you think you're coasting and your business is just going just kind of flat and you're moving along, one day you'll wake up and all of a sudden it'll be into a steep slide downward. There's no such thing as coasting. There are 3 facts to keep in mind when you're marketing your business during a recessionary or economic slowdown period of time. 1, business goes where it's invited. Always has, always will. If you're not inviting people to do business with you and making your business and your services offered, they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to go to your competition. Because I don't care how slow it is, short of a zombie apocalypse, people are doing business out there for whatever you're doing, whatever service you're offering, whatever profit. There are people buying every day that product. And if they're not buying from you, it's because they just don't know of you. Fact number 2, people will always buy from a business or an individual that they're familiar with over somebody that they don't know or they just heard of. Number 3 is follow-up. So whatever you were doing, following up with your customers, and that's the biggest error, and I'm going to call it a sin, that small businesses have. They don't follow up with their prospective customers enough and long enough period of time. The average sale today occurs after the 5th to 12th contact with the prospect. Only 1% to 2% occur after that first initial contact with the customer. So if you're advertising your marketing to a group of people and you stop after the first couple of times because you didn't get any response or any ads, people responding to the advertising buying, it just takes a little bit of time. It just does. It's easier for your prospective customers, clients, patients, whatever, to sit back and do nothing, sit on the couch and watch TV instead of spending money or going out and buying the product. They can put it off. People tend to do that. It's safer to hold on and conserve. Your job is, through consistent, repetitious marketing, is to enlighten them and convince them that now is the best time to move forward and buy the product, which brings me to fact number 5. In your advertising, your marketing during times like these, one of the most important elements that you can have is, we call it your buy now, or your call to action, and your call to action. So the buy now is just an incentive or reason why they should get off the couch and pick up the phone and call you or come into the store and buy, as opposed to sitting there and doing nothing. And the buy now must always have a expiration date, because you don't want, I've had clients that we did postcard campaigns for that didn't want to put an expiration date on the mailer. They got people coming in 3 years later with that postcard wanting to buy that product. You'll need the business in 3 years, but who knows? Prices change, costs change. Get a good offer, a good incentive for them to come in. So those are the 4 facts that you need to keep in mind. And then also, I hope you take to heart the 4 things that you can do during a recession. And I hope you double down, because when you double down on your marketing or increase your marketing, you're actually increasing the scope and sphere and influence of your business. You're exposing more people to your products, and you're going to have more success and ride through this.